Alright, welcome back everyone, welcome back. We are here with another video, and this time it is going to be the UEFA Champions League group stage predictions, specifically the Matchday 1 matches. So we're going to start off with the first match of the day with Internazionale versus Slavia Praha. And I think this one's pretty easy to, we can pretty safely say that Inter is going to win. They are playing at home at the San Siro against a team that isn't anywhere near as good in terms of quality, in terms of history, in terms of coaching, personnel. The list goes on. Inter's just way more superior than Slavia. And Inter have looked really good and completely rejuvenated under Conte, playing with his, with Conte's classic 5-2-3 formation in a new system with possibly the best back line, the best back three that honestly I have ever seen. They showcase it against Udinese. They have Diego Godin, one of the best, if not the best, center back in the world defensively, and just overall, he's just an amazing player. So many great years with Atletico Madrid, and they also have De Vrij, super solid center back as well. Very, very good player. And last but not least, Skriniar, who could potentially become the greatest center back in the world. The greatest center back on the planet in a few years. He has that much potential, and he's really that good. So that back line is honestly, I don't see Slavia scoring on that back line. And if they do manage to even get past them, they have to deal with Samir Handanovic in goal, who's a great keeper in his own right. Also on right wing back, Inter have Candreva. They have Asamoah, who've been working out extremely well on the wings. And of course, up top, they have Lautaro Martinez, Alexis Sanchez if they want to use him. But most importantly of all, Romelu Lukaku. The beast, the tank, the incredible man that he is. And at home, to open their Champions League campaign, to make a huge statement, I see Conte and Inter winning 3-0 versus Slavia Praha. 3-0, and just for fun, Lukaku is going to score. And it's going to be great. And next up, the match that will be going on at the same time with the Inter and Slavia match. It is Olympique Lyonnais versus Zenit. The French team, it's a weird thing with Lyon, right? It's a weird thing. They're going to be playing at home. Last year they did pretty good in the Champions League. They beat Manchester City. I think they tied against them, and then they lost against Shakthar. I'm pretty sure they tied against Schalke both games, or they lost one of them. They're just a really inconsistent hit or miss team that it just doesn't really make sense because they have really, really great players. Of course, everybody knows about Depay, but they also have Moussa Dembele, the striker. They have Traoré. They have Aouar. They have René Adelaide, who they just signed. They have an amazing keeper in Lopez. They have a really, really good team. Honestly, they have a really, really good team, and they underperform a lot of the time. They have so much skill, so much power, so much potential, but I don't know. Something there just doesn't click for them to be doing as well as they should be. Currently, they sit 8th in the French league. 8th. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So you never really know what you're going to get with them. And on the other hand, Zenit actually look pretty good. They sit 2nd in their league. They've only lost one game, and it was 1-0. Every other game, they've won pretty convincingly in their league. And the last time these sides met, it was in the 2015-2016 group stage. Zenit won 3-1 in Russia and 2-0 in Lyon. So, yeah, Zenit's got it a one-up on them. But even so, I'm going to put a little bit of faith and a little bit of confidence into Olympique Lyonnais. They have too many good players, especially in the attack. I just don't see them at least not scoring. But I don't exactly see them winning either, so I'm going to have to go with a 1-1 draw for this game. I have to go with a 1-1 draw. If I really, really had to pick a winner, I'd go with Lyonnais. I'd give them the edge. But I think it's going to be a draw. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw for Lyon and Zenit. And next up, to start off the list of our 6 simultaneous games that will be going on at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is one of the biggest games that is going to happen. It's Napoli versus Liverpool. So this one's tough. This one's also tough because last year both of these sides met in the group stage in one of the best group stages I think I've ever seen. It was dramatic all the way to the end. You just didn't know what was going to happen. And they both won. 1-0 at home, respectively, each. So Napoli won in Naples 1-0. Liverpool won at Anfield 1-0. So you don't know. These teams are really evenly matched. When they go against each other, it's always a good game. It's always entertaining. And Napoli have actually made signings, and they've only gotten better. Liverpool haven't made any signings, but they've also gotten better, obviously. You know, the whole team stayed intact. Another year together, another bit of experience. So it's going to be a really, really tough game to call. But I think, man, this is tough. Honestly, I think Liverpool's winning this game. Yes, Napoli have gotten better. They signed Manolas to partner with Koulibaly. They signed Chucky Lozano to already add to their amazing attack of Insigne, Mertens, Milik, Younes, Callejon, all these guys. But I don't know. I see Liverpool winning this game. Liverpool have been looking so good in the league this season. Better than I thought and expected them to look. I think in not in this preseason, but in 2 preseasons ago, they destroyed Napoli 5-0. So they know how to beat this team. And last year when the pressure was on, they beat them as well to take their Champions League spot and send Napoli to the Europa League. I'm not saying the same thing will happen this year, that Napoli is going to go down to the Europa League and Liverpool is going to continue in the competition. But honestly, I just don't see a way that Liverpool's losing this match. Can they tie? Yes, but I think Liverpool's going to win this 2-1. They're just too good of a squad, and yeah, I think it has to happen. It has to happen. If Klopp doesn't, get dumb like he did last year against Barca and play Joe Gomez at right back, or I don't know, start Milner and Henderson together in the midfield, it should be fine, and Liverpool should win this pretty comfortably. So I'm going to go 2-1 Liverpool win. And up next we have Red Bull Salzburg versus Genk. And yet again, another pretty evenly matched game and another tough one to call, but Salzburg are at home and they are unbeaten in 18 UEFA home ties. So that counts, Europa League, Champions League, all that. 18 unbeaten. That's a pretty incredible stat and a pretty great record if you ask me. But it also is the first time that Salzburg do play Genk in a UEFA competition. So there's not really a lot to go off historically between these two teams. But then again, Genk are yet to win a group stage game. They have drawn 7 and lost 5. So they haven't won a single game. And I honestly do not think this will be the game that they win. And then another factor in favor of Salzburg, they are unbeaten at home versus Belgian clubs. So I think it's fairly easy to say that Salzburg will not lose this game. It'd be a huge, huge shock if they actually manage to lose this game. So I don't think they will, but I don't think they'll win by a crazy amount. I think Salzburg are going to win 2-0, even though they lost a bunch of great players. They lost Munas Dabur to Sevilla, their best striker, an amazing attacking player for them. Scored so many goals. They lost Xaver Schlager, a midfielder who I personally like very, very much. I think he's a fantastic player. They lost Stefan Leiner, their right back. They lost Hans Wolf, another fantastic young Austrian midfielder, another player that I really, really enjoy. And Diade Samasuku to Hoffenheim, a great, great commanding CDM, a force in the midfield. And they didn't really bring anyone in, honestly. They didn't really bring anyone in. At least that's too significant. So I don't think Salzburg are going to do much in general in this Champions League. I think they probably will drop down to the Europa League, but you never know. But based on this specific game, I do think they will be able to get the victory at home unbeaten for 18 games. They'll make it 19 with a win, 2-0. And now moving on. So next we have the biggest match of the day, the one game that everybody is going to be watching. Just one of the best games you're probably going to see in this entire group stage. It is Borussia Dortmund versus FC Barcelona. Dortmund at home, and best of all, Messi is probably not going to play. So this is going to be the best chance Dortmund have to be able to get a win on Barca, to be able to really cement themselves and announce themselves in the group, and possibly pull off a major upset. Because I do think Inter are going to go through, and Dortmund just maybe could pull off an incredible upset and send Barca to the Europa League. That would be one of the most amazing things I would ever have seen in my life, if Barca get relegated to the Europa League with this team that they have. Just because the Inter and Dortmund teams are so good. Are so good. But this is the first meeting that these two sides have had since 1997 in the UEFA Super Cup. Barca won that game 3-1 in aggregate. And Dortmund are goalless in their last two UEFA home games, one of them being against Tottenham last year. And Barcelona are unbeaten in 14 group games. Unbeaten. Almost as amazing, probably more amazing than the Salzburg record, because it was on the Champions League. And they've had some pretty good groups in the past few years. They've had some pretty good teams they've had to go against. But I don't know, man. This Dortmund team looks really good. Defensively, I don't really trust Dortmund, because I think that Hummels wasn't a good signing. It's an unpopular opinion I've learned, but I just don't think he was a good signing, and I don't think he was what Dortmund needed. They have a lot of youth, and they rely on a lot of youth when it comes to defense. And a lot of times that comes with a lack of concentration. They seemed overwhelmed by pressure, and they just crumble. They crumble under the pressure, and any slight miscue or lapse in concentration can really cost you against Barca, because up front they do have Suarez, they do have Griezmann, who they just signed, and of course they have the new sensation in Ansu Fati, a 16-year-old who looks like he's the next Neymar or something, but actually more disciplined, more mature already somehow at 16 only. And currently he just looks set to be a superstar, and he's been playing really well. So Dortmund need to be careful. But Dortmund's attack is also extremely good. Paco Alcacer is on fire right now. Royce is on fire. Hazard looks super good. Looks like he's gelled straight into the team. They have Julian Brandt. They have Guerreiro. They have, of course, the phenom, the best young player on the planet, the best young talent, besides Mbappe. Jadon Sancho, top assister in the Bundesliga currently. He's incredible. The attack is phenomenal. Their midfield is pretty solid with Witsel, Weigl, Delaney, Dahoud, all these players. They have a really solid team. And they have great fullbacks in Schultz. And, of course, my boy Hakimi from Real Madrid. But sometimes the defense just, it lacks. It lacks, and I don't know. This is a really hard game to call. Honestly, this is probably the game I've spent the most time on, and I just don't know. I'm just going to go ballsy. I'm going to go balls to the walls. I'm going to go Dortmund with a 3-1 win. 3-1 win. They're going to put 3 past Ter Stegen. If Valencia can put 2 and Real Betis can put 2 past them, then Dortmund can put 3. I said it. 3-1 win. Let's go, Dortmund. Don't disappoint me. Don't disappoint me, please. I want you guys to win. I want you against all the odds. I want you to win. Messi's not going to play. Take this opportunity. Understand the situation. And don't drop the ball again like you did in the league last season. Please, Dortmund. Please. 3-1 win for Dortmund. And up next, we have Benfica versus Leipzig. Benfica will be playing at home. It is going to be the Portuguese champions versus third in the Bundesliga last season, Leipzig, but currently they sit top of the Bundesliga, and they look extremely good. Extremely good. Obviously, everybody knows Timo Werner and Yusuf Poulsen up top, the dynamic duo, who combined for 30-plus goals in the league last season. They're just amazing. Up top, they are amazing. Leipzig have nothing to be jealous about when they look at other top teams when it comes to their attack. And when it comes to Benfica's attack, they lost João Felix, they lost Jimenez, and they replaced both those players with Raúl de Tomás, who I personally like a lot, from Real Madrid. I think he should have gotten a chance at Real Madrid. And they also replaced him with Carlos Vinicius from Napoli. Someone who, honestly, I doubt he even played a game for Napoli. So it's tough. It's tough. I don't know. Honestly, I just don't see a way that Benfica is going to win this game. Leipzig are just too good. They're too good. Their defense is better. Their attack is better. Their midfield is better. Everything about this team is better. They're just better. And on top of that, they have coach Julian Nagelsmann, one of the best coaches in the world at only 32 years of age. And the style of football, the beautiful game that he plays, it's just unstoppable at times. It's unstoppable. That's why they're top of the league right now. And that's why they're going to win this game. And I think they're going to win it 2-0 against Benfica. I'm sorry, Benfica. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening. And in our second to last match of the day, we have Chelsea versus Valencia. Another really, really great and interesting match. It's a real shame, honestly. It's a real shame that Napoli versus Liverpool, Dortmund versus Barcelona, and Chelsea versus Valencia are going to be all on the same time. I really wish they could have spread this out. Honestly, I like Inter, I like Slavia, I like Lyon, I like Zenit, but one of these games should have been played at those time slots so we could have watched separately. Like Napoli, Liverpool should have been played at 12:55, and Dortmund, Barca should have been played at 3. But it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't make the rules. I don't make the schedule. But on to Chelsea versus Valencia. Chelsea have been looking really good as of late. Every game they get better and better. Lampard changes his system. He's not afraid to change the way that he plays, change the whole squad if he has to, the shape, the actual players that start. And I like that about him. It's ambitious, it's smart, it's fearless. And it worked. It worked last time out against Wolverhampton. They won 5-2 in a new 5-2-3 formation with Tammy Abraham, Mason Mount, and Willian up top. Hopefully Pulisic replaces Willian for every match to come because it's Pulisic. But Tammy Abraham scored a hat-trick. The defense looked extremely good with Tomori, Christensen, and Rudiger in the back. And Valencia just came off a 5-2 loss against Barca. They're not looking good. They just fired Marcelino. They have a new coach. The team just looks distraught. It looks out of place. And I think this group in general is going to be really hard for Chelsea, but I just see them winning this game, and I think it's going to be a 2-0 win for Chelsea. Nice and easy. They should definitely win this game convincingly. If Lampard plays that same team he played against Wolverhampton, which looked super, super good, really great. Alonso looked back to the top of his game. I see them winning this game easily 2-0. And last but not least, we have Ajax versus Lille. This is another really, really tough game to call. Ajax obviously lost the big players in De Ligt and De Jong, but they didn't lose any of the other big players like Ziyech, Tadic, and Neres. Lille added some players as well. They added Renato Sanchez. They added this Turkish Cam. They added Timothy Weah. They have Ikone, who's an up-and-coming player. He scored for the French national team in his debut recently. So we'll see. I think that Ajax are still going to be able to pull off this win. I'm going to go with a 2-1 win for Ajax. I just think, in general, they're the better team. Last year, they made it all the way to the semifinals, one step away from the final. So they have this Champions League experience. They have this confidence in themselves that they can do this again. So I see them winning this game at home against Lille 2-1. And that's it, guys. That's it. This, obviously, is my favorite game. I really, really want to watch this game. I'm really excited for it. And those are all the predictions, guys. Make sure to leave a comment with your own predictions, what you thought of my predictions, future video ideas, whatever you guys want. If you guys liked the video, please leave a like, subscribe. Hit that notification button so you know exactly when my videos come out the moment that they do. I really appreciate all the support you guys have shown on my past 3 videos, and I hope you show that support again on this video and keep showing me some support with every new video I upload every week. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much, and until next time.